All right.
Hey everyone, welcome to this great webinar we put together for people looking to invest in private notes. This is Putting Your Money to Work, presented by Block Builder Properties. I am Arnhem Waples Jr., and you also have Rashawn Thrower with us, actually in one of our investment properties right now. So big shout out to Sean for being on site at one of our properties. You can always reach us at blockbuilderproperties.com. But we're going to give you some great information. We're really excited to share this information with you, simply because it's something that we have didn't know about until we got into the industry of real estate. So we're really always excited to share great information for people who may not be aware of how to invest in real estate, but they know that real estate is a great investment. So I just want to give you start off with a little bit of information about us, about Block Builder Properties, so that you know who you're speaking to as your experts today. Let's jump right into it. So about us, Block Builder Properties, who are we? So we actually believe investing the time, energy, and capital into our real estate education needed for success. Our team has attended the nation's premier real estate investment education programs. To name two of them, Tigrant Learning. You may know that by a different name of Rich Dad Poor Dad. You may have heard of Robert Kiyosaki, that was his program, as well as Fortune Builders Mastery, which is a program all across the country, one of the top programs in the country, in the US, when it comes to real estate investing, spending tens of thousands of dollars in our education. And beyond the principles of sound investing, our team has trained on how to build a successful business based on systems and predictability. Having completed over 1,000 real estate deals, our dedicated coaches and systems has allowed us to strategically invest in real estate, grow and expand our business, and they are available for us to leverage when analyzing our real estate deals. And total, this is us, Block Builder Properties, we have completed over 4.2 million in real estate transactions, have always made a return for our investors. We pride ourselves on that, and that's something that we will continue to do when working with investors. So I want to tell you about Rashawn Thrower, who, again, is right now in one of our investment properties. It's looking really good, Sean. Sean serves as our Vice President of Projects and Sales at Block Builder Properties. Rashawn attended Long Island University in Brooklyn, New York, where he initially learned enough about real estate to know that he had a future in it. Early on in his working career, Rashawn was determined to grow his savings in order to make his mark in real estate investing world. Rashawn began investing in real estate education in 2009 when he purchased his first investment property right after the crash. So Sean, you did a great job getting in at the right time. That's called perfect timing. So Rashawn, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Arnhem, for the amazing introduction. And everyone, I want to introduce you to my business partner, Mr. Arnhem Waples Jr., MBA. He serves as the VP of Marketing and Acquisitions at Block Builder Properties. Arnhem attended Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia, and earned his master's in business administration. He had a successful career as a business banker at JP Morgan Chase, which allowed him to see its inner workings and bank accounts of many companies to determine what kind of business he wanted to pursue for himself. Real estate investing was the clear winner. Arnhem has grown a successful independent insurance agency to become the top-selling insurance agency in New York City, with many sales and training accolades. In his spare time, he volunteers as a member of New York City Society of Human Resource Management, aka SHRM. And I couldn't ask for a better partner. Arnhem, he is extremely dedicated to making each one of our projects a success. So, Arnhem?
All right, so thank you very much, Sean. Again, we're really excited to be on here with you today. There's a couple things that we're gonna cover, but the first thing we wanna let you know about our company goals. We will be on this webinar probably for about 15 to 20 minutes so you can get back to your life. But our company goals, we want to lay it out to you just to know a little bit about what we do as a company. But we're going to be speaking really in general about investing in notes, right? So you want to find a good company, you want to know what their goals are. But our purpose here is to let you know about how to invest in these notes. But the first of our goals is to find properties in good neighborhoods. It's extremely important we find the best neighborhoods that we can find, that we can locate throughout the area, right? We invest primarily in Nassau County, Brooklyn, Queens. So when we find a property, we are looking for the best neighborhood, the best block, the best school district, and we buy those properties 30 to 50% below market value. Our second goal is to purchase and renovate 1 to 3 properties per month with a minimum net profit of $40,000 per property. So we do buy at these discounts. Our third goal is to sell 1 or 2 renovated or wholesale properties per month. And number 4, develop long-term relationships with our note holders by creating a predictable stream while mitigating risk for our investors. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about how banks make money here. I used to work in a bank, so I got to learn a little bit more of the inner working. And as Sean mentioned, that I decided after looking at a lot of people's accounts, a lot of businesses, that real estate is the way to go. But I was curious about how the bank made money because they always had these huge buildings, no matter where you go, what city you're in. If you look at the largest building, most of the time it is a bank. And I was just curious of how they make money. So first of all, what they do is you deposit your money into the bank. Now, what does the bank do with your money? The bank, they're in the business of making loans. So all they want to do all day, every day is make loans. So they will loan to you or anyone else in the form of credit cards primarily or mortgages. And you can see the rates that they charge us for taking someone else's money, the money that you put in, and they will charge other people this interest rate and keep the difference. So you can see here when they loan out your money, they're loaning out just on a mortgage 3.1% to 7.8% on a mortgage, depending on your credit rating. And the interest that the bank pays out to depositors is on average across the country 0.09%. So they keep the difference. So they make a lot of money without using their own money. So they take your money, loan it out, and make the difference. So really what we want to do is educate you on how you can really flip that around. So we cut out the middleman, and with most companies who issue notes, that this is what they do. So what is private note investing? Private note investing is notes secured by real estate funded by private individuals like yourself, retirement funds, IRA, 401k, savings accounts, people, when they have money sitting there that may not be necessarily making the return that they want, a lot of people will invest in notes. This is how wealthy people do it. This is how they expand their income. So real estate lien provides security, protection, and recourse. And I will talk a little bit more about what that actually means, but it really produces that predictable income stream. The rates don't fluctuate, so they always know how much they're gonna get year after year. The terms are straightforward because it is through these notes secured by real estate. So you know exactly what you're getting. So what's the process? Now you have the investor, again, I mentioned to you that they would have money sitting around that does not make as much as they want. Maybe it's in the bank. So maybe it's in their 401k, and the 401k is underperformed because the market has dived deep down. There's a lot of volatility, so they're losing money some days, and their 401k has turned to a 104. So you have these investors that have additional funds that they want to utilize. Now, a lot of people are interested in real estate. You are probably joining this webinar because you're interested in real estate, but they don't have the education. They don't have the know-how. They may be a little bit hesitant because they heard about landlord-tenant issues and how difficult it may be to kick someone out. So they want to invest, but they just don't know how. So the investor, what they will do is use that funds to get these documents, which are secured notes. If you've ever purchased a home or you know about the process, when the bank loans you money, they ask for these secured documents. These are the same documents that now it gets flipped around when you are investing in real estate through private notes. You actually get those same documents that the bank requires of you. So now with that money that is now sitting there with the issuer, they use that to purchase a home. And they purchase a home like we do at discounted rates, as low as they can possibly get it, usually about 30 to 50% below the market value. So right now, they already have equity in the property as soon as they buy it. Now they rehab the home, make it look nice and pretty, and put it back on the market. That can usually take anywhere from 3 months, 6 months typically, but up to about a year in some cases. So that's the timeline that most investors, you may have seen them on HGTV, flippers flip this house. Sometimes they will show you how they do it. It looks very easy, but it's not as easy as they show it in the 21 minutes of the show. So they will rehab the home. And now when they sell the home, that principal and interest goes right back to the investor. So that investor can do that process as many times. What the company typically will do is show them, hey, here are the projects that we have. Which one do you want to invest in? They will show all the details of the property before the investor says, yes, give me this property, give me that project, and they will continuously be able to invest without doing all the research and homework that's necessary to purchase a property at that at that discount, and also knowing it's going to be a good investment when it's finally fixed up and sold again. So how do we buy homes below market value and other investors? We can't speak for other investors, but based on our learning and what the best ways to find properties is through these three primary methods. It's all about marketing, marketing, marketing. So through the internet, we have squeeze pages. If you don't know what that is, it's a whole bunch of websites that people, when you Google, I want to sell my home, you may see one of our squeeze pages. We have a website, Facebook pages, Google, the list goes on, but you know the internet. Also mailers. This is when people, when you open your mail and it may have a postcard in there that says, hey, we buy homes, or sell us your home, or letter, or something like that. And we target these areas, whether it's someone dealing with probate, pre-foreclosure, they lost maybe a job, or they've been divorced, or a whole list of issues that homeowners may deal with, and they need to sell their home. We want to be the first ones to contact them to let them know, here's a way you can do it, and do it quickly if you like. And there's many other ways of doing it. We do a lot of different outside of the box thinking and what's called guerrilla marketing in order to find properties below market value that we can help the homeowners out. And it's a mutual beneficial relationship. So we want to make sure that we create a win-win-win situation for everyone involved. So how is the investor protected? There are three documents that the investor actually gets. First is the promissory notes. That's the promise for the issuer to pay your money back. So that is you can take that promissory note to court or anything else, and this is a certified promise with a notary that the issuer will pay this money back. There's also a mortgage deed or deed of trust, depending on where you are, and that goes with the town, and it's really a lien on the property to say, if for whatever reason this property is sold, it cannot be sold unless I'm paid first as the investor. So as the investor, no matter what happens, you always get your money first before anybody else collects a dollar, because you have that mortgage deed. The same way you cannot sell your home, your personal residence, without the bank getting paid first before you collect any profits. If you are selling your home at a profit, the bank needs to get their cut first, or whatever you owe them, and then you can get your profits to do whatever you want to do with it. And finally, you get that hazard insurance policy. What that means is, if anything were to happen to the property, if there was a fire, if there was a flood, if there was a break-in and things were stolen and messed up, or whatever the case is, these are the God-created issues of bolt lightning comes down and strikes the home. You actually will get paid as an insurance holder, insurance policy holder, on the property before even the investor gets paid. So you get paid out because to make you whole, where the property investors will have to do whatever they can. They also have insurance, but they will get paid out secondary to the primary lender. So those are the documents to protect the investor. You want to make sure, no matter what company you deal with, that you have these 3 documents. These are critically important to making sure that you, as the investor, are protected. So, Sean, I'll turn it over to you, because Sean loves to, he's the idea person with the property. He watches a ton of HGTV for inspiration, and also involved in several clubs where he gets to see properties and find out what the newest designs are. So we're going to walk through a property so you can see what the property looks like before and what it looks like after the investors go in, and it's probably going to be something like what you've seen on HGTV. So Sean, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. All right, so here's a real life example. 3636 Conway Avenue, and the purchase price is $195. Now you can see it's got a, the overgrown grass, and the front isn't as pretty as possible. But what we do is we take these ugly ducklings and turn them into beautiful swans. Once we have turned that duckling into a swan, you can see we've rehabbed it and resold it for $350,000. Major uptake in profits. So if you can see, we updated the door, updated the frontage, the brick, the windows. You can see we did the landscaping over. You can see we did, especially in the front, where we took down those high bushes where you really couldn't see the front. We took those down, and we put down the smaller plants, and we put the mulch in so you can see the contrast between the colors and everything. It just looks beautiful. And here you can see the kitchen. It's still the same kitchen design. However, everything is completely updated. We have the new backsplash, the new stone countertops. We have the undermount sink. It's beautiful. We even have the pendant lights hanging over the sink just to give that added wow factor.
So Sean, you mean to tell me that having a washer and dryer in the kitchen isn't an ideal situation?
You know what? I did that before, and having your clean clothes come out smelling like dinner, it's not the best thing. All right, and right here you can see we have our den or living room, depending on where you live, that's what you call it. But we added the flooring to it. We ripped up that old gray carpeting. We added sheetrock to finish those walls off to get rid of that brick veneer. And you can see right there where that window is, we actually opened that wall up and put a sliding door. French doors go into the backyard. Now that's one of those wow factors that everyone looks for, being able to get to the backyard from inside of the house, as opposed to having to walk around outside of the house. Plus, we added the lighting and updated all the features on the inside just to make it a lot more beautiful. And you can even look, we carried the living space from the inside to the outside. We added the We cleaned up the exterior grill, painted up the brick, and you can see we put that the umbrella in the ground and also that brick patio. I couldn't see why anyone wouldn't want dirt in their backyard, but but you see that makes it a more inviting outdoor living space, so you can entertain all you want. All right, and here we go with the bathroom. I mean, hey, that black and white bathroom, you know, the vintage look, it's in. However, you know, if you're going to sell a house in this price point, you want to give the potential buyers some kind of a wow factor. So we did that with the glass shower, with the rainfall shower head. You see, we have the two shower heads. We have the traditional coming out of the wall and also the one coming from the ceiling. And then we put the his and hers vanities, the side-by-side dual vanity with the completely new updated tile, and the countertop matches the countertop in the kitchen, so we can carry the design all the way through the house. You know, these are just some of the things that we do just to make the properties look a lot more beautiful.
What I really loved about this property is the chandelier. The chandelier in the bathroom, that's the really A1 right there. It makes it really high class. I feel like I'm in a very nice hotel, a resort, every time you step out the shower. So that's a great job there.
Yeah. Now, here's the project breakdown, right? For this project, we purchased it for $195,000, and then we rehabbed it for $68,000. Now, that rehab cost includes our holding costs and the renovation costs. So total invested, $263,000. Now, as a private note investor, the return on that investment, $263,000 at 12% interest, it's $31,560 if it took 12 months. And if that same invested $263,000 at 12% interest at 6 months, is still $15,780. Now, there are very few investments that are going to pay you a full year's salary with you actually doing no work. And that's why we advocate for ourselves as well as for everyone else. Try to find a good company, invest in real estate units. Now, private note versus traditional savings. Some people may say, oh, I'll just leave my money in the bank. Well, remember, leave your money in the bank, you get 0.09%. That would be 9 cents on the dollar versus private note investing, which would be 12%, or $12 per hundred, or 12 cents per dollar. In this example, we have $150,000 principal and a 2% bank CD, right? So at 2 months, that $150,000 would earn $500 in a bank CD, or $3,000 in a private note. And at 4 months, it would be $1,000, but that same 4 months would be $6,000 in a private note. And at 6 months, it would be $1,500 at 2%, but $9,000 at 6 months. And you see the difference in the value in investing in private notes versus traditional savings. So I'm going to hand this back over to Arnhem. How much do I need to invest, Arnhem?
Thank you very much, Sean. Did a great job there. So a lot of people ask, how much is necessary? Because I know we gave you these numbers of $263,000 to invest completely in one of the projects. But just to let you know, most people don't have $500,000 sitting around. So, you know, we often get the question of how much can I start with? So the notes typically will start as low as $50,000. That's about on average of what you will find as an investor if you're looking to invest in these notes. So a lot of first-time investors with companies, I know we do this with ours, first-time investors can start with a much lower initial investment just to get their feet wet, to really understand and get their belief check, to know that this actually works. And they can actually use this to really grow their nest egg tremendously. So this is an example of a note at $50,000. If within 1 year, you're getting $6,000 on that note. And again, remember, you're looking at the percent of return. That's 12% return on your money versus if you leave it in the bank, even at a 3% CD. I don't know where in the world you're going to find a 3% CD, but if you're just going above the inflation rate of about 2 to 3% per year, you're looking at $750 for the year, and you get taxed on that $750 at the end of the year. So that money comes much lower. So what's the point of leaving it there? You're really just losing money every year by leaving it in a CD or when it's underperforming. And your goal to make sure that in the future, you can do whatever you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, with the people you want to do it with. You really have to start today getting as high a return as you can through the safest method as you can possibly find. And what we found that to be is 100% in real estate. Now, I'm not saying invest everything in real estate, but I'm just saying I have that much confidence that real estate should be one of those pieces that you invest in order to secure that nest egg, to make sure that you can weather the storm when interest rates go up or down and your 401k go up or down and your other investments that may have some variables in it, that you can still depend on a steady stream of income to grow that nest egg. Now, you can invest with most retirement accounts. That's the self-directed IRA is a huge one. This is one that we get a lot of questions about. Self-directed IRA, which what that means is your IRA that usually, if you work at a job, a 401k, that they normally tell you what they will do with your money to invest. Now you tell the IRS and everything else that what you're going to do. You select your own investments. And that can really be anything as long as the money goes back to the IRA. So 401k, you can do profit sharing, you can do a SEP plan. All of these are tax deferred profits. What that means is when you get your profits back, you don't have to pay taxes on it. It really goes right back into those investment accounts, those retirement accounts, so that the full profit goes in there and you can now grow your investment account a lot quicker so that you can end with that golden nest egg, as you see here, really so you can do whatever you like to do in retirement. So benefits of investing in private notes, again, just to go back over it, you have much higher interest rates than you would find in a bank or traditional investments, even if you're buying individual stocks. So you have much lower risk as well. Insurance on the note, so if anything were to happen to the property, again, fire, water damage, flood, hurricane, tornadoes, lightning, or anything else, you have insurance on that note, so you will get paid back. There are short-term notes so that you can invest in times of sometimes it's only a month. We have done notes as short as 30 days or 60 days. They're also up to a year in these short-term notes. Now, we do have longer-term notes, but most investors are investing in these shorter-term notes, and they just go project to project. But if you are a type of investor and say, you know what, I want to leave my money there are longer-term notes that you can look into. And most issuers, most companies that invest in real estate may have these longer terms where they are buying a multifamily property, for example, and that multifamily property is kicking out cash flow each and every month, and you as an investor, because we hold on to that for 5 to 10 years or so, will have a longer note that can be paid back to you over a longer term period. Also, it is secured by a deed of trust. Again, that goes with as a lien against the property. So before that property is sold, it can never be sold without your permission. You will always get paid first. So those are some of the benefits of investing in private notes. Here's a recent investor testimonial from Robert Nunez, who is a broker, he's a realtor. He actually sells properties and helps individuals buy. So this was what Robert had to say. Even though he was in the real estate world, this is what he had to say. Prior to working with Block Builder Properties, I had no idea I could allocate my 401k into real estate projects in this manner. To know that my profits are tax deferred was even more incredible. I had been losing thousands of dollars each year in the stock market. That said, it was very exciting to know I could invest in something that could protect my investment with a tangible asset such as real estate. After understanding how far you purchased below market value, it became an absolute no-brainer. Thank you so much for teaching me how to effectively build my retirement one note at a time. I can't wait for the next project and wish you all much success. So that was Robert. Again, there are so many people who just don't know this exists. And our goal, hopefully we've accomplished that, to let you know that there is another way to invest in real estate besides taking all the risk. This is a disclaimer we have to show everybody. This is not an offer to sell securities. Any person, entity, or organization must first be qualified by the company and read all of the offering documents and attest to reading and fully understand such documents. Block Builder Properties, LLC and its affiliates are not licensed securities dealers or brokers, and as such do not hold themselves to be. This presentation should be construed as informational and not as an advertisement soliciting for any particular purpose. All securities herein discussed have not been registered or approved by any securities regulatory agency in accordance with the Securities Act of 1933 or any state security laws. Again, this is something we have to show just because we don't want to get in trouble with the authorities. We want to let you know how to invest in these in these different areas of real estate and notes, but also we don't want to get in trouble by telling you about it and having people think that we are soliciting you. So putting your money to work, this has been a webinar by Block Builder Properties, LLC. To learn more information about investing in notes, if you are curious, you just would like some additional information, we will be happy to get you some more information. We will send you a whole overview of some of the projects that we've participated with, just so you can see more in detail of what we look for, how we find properties, and what the properties have looked before and after. We have a lot of information that we can share with you if you are curious about investing into a note. Again, visit us at our website, blockbuilderproperties.com. We have a free ebook for you as well. So when you visit the website, sign up for your free ebook. You'll learn a little bit more about real estate, and you can always feel free to contact us. Phone number 516-517-9991. That's the quickest, easiest way to find us. But again, visit us at the website. All the information is there. You can follow us on all the social media, blockbuilderproperties.com, blockbuilderproperties.com. Visit us at blockbuilderproperties.com. Now, we do have we want to open up for Q&A. So if you will, just click the Q&A box. We will answer any of your questions. I see a few questions already popped up while we were presenting. So I do want to go ahead and answer a few of your questions. Actually, what we do is I'll read the questions, and Sean, if you will, Sean can answer the questions for you. He has a ton of real estate information, been in the industry for a very long time, again, since 2009. Sean has been in the real estate industry. We actually met at a real estate course in 2000. Sean, was it 2011 or 2010?
I think it was
2000 what?
2010. Late 2010.
Yeah, late 2010. I knew it was winter, so I didn't know if it was early 2011 or late 2010. But let's go ahead and answer some of these questions. So first question we have is, how do I get into a self-directed IRA?
Getting into a self-directed IRA, it's fairly easy. We have a few select vendors who we work with. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that that they are a custodian that's going to hold your funds and allow you the ease of being able to invest in different projects. Now, if you want more information, I can set an appointment for you to speak with one of our vendors. Just send us an email, info@blockbuilderproperties.com, or give a call, 516-517-9991.
All right, next question is, what's the minimum or maximum that I'm allowed to invest?
Minimum, well, again, according to what we saw on the slide, it said minimum is typically around 50,000. However, for first-time lenders, many note issuers will allow you to get in at a lower buy-in on a note. However, don't think there's a maximum. But with the maximum, I mean, it's really as large of a project as you would care to get into, and what your risk tolerance is. So, and again, it depends on the company that you're working with, and if you want to know more about our notes that we may issue, we'll speak about that at a later time.
All right. Have another question. Do you personally invest in notes?
Oh, absolutely. We at Block Builder Properties, we practice what we preach. We have self-directed IRAs, and we invest in notes through our self-directed IRAs. So yeah, and we can walk you through the process and show you how we did what we did.
All right. And another question came in. And guys, great questions so far. Please continue putting in your questions so we can get those answered. Have a few more questions that did pop up. Sean, how do you get started investing in the notes?
Well, if you are one of the lucky souls who happen to know a real estate investing company who are plugged directly into the owners, like you people are on this webinar, you can reach out to the company and see how they offer their notes, what their terms and conditions are. If not, you can give us an email, shoot us an email, give us a call, 516-517-9991, and we can walk you through the process, and we can show you what note investing is, how to get started, and especially what to look out for.
All right. Sean, I have a question.
Okay.
This is my question is,
Yeah.
why haven't I heard about note investing before? I mean, like I went through college, I got a master's in business, and no one has ever told me about note investing. My financial advisors never told me. So why haven't I heard about this?
The simplest way to put it, there's no middleman. So if you invest in stocks, you have a stockbroker. That's the middleman. That's the person who gets paid. If you were to buy a house, you have a mortgage banker and a real estate agent. Those are the middlemen amongst the others who get paid. However, in note investing, there is no middleman. There's no one who takes any kind of a cut. That's why you, as the investor, are able to receive a larger interest rate. So you, as the note buyer, you would be the person who is working directly with the note issuer. There is no man in between, so there's no one to make a commission. So that's why you have to know who you're working with in order to be able to capitalize on these investments. Because if not, you don't know what you don't know. And since there's no one getting a commission, you won't know.
Thanks a lot for answering that. We'll take one or two more questions. Have a question. What happens if the company goes belly up or they disappear? You take my money. It's a whole bunch in here, but that's pretty much what the question broke down to. What if the owner of the company disappear? They try to move on. What happens then?
Well, that's a great question, and that's the reason why you have all that documentation, because the promissory note and the mortgage both tie your funds to that one particular property, so they can never do anything to sell the property. And you, as a note issuer, you have a legal claim to any funds coming from any proceeds from any kind of transactions involving that property. And also you have an insurance policy. And the insurance policy is in case there's any kind of physical damage or insurable damages that happen to the property. So you, as the note investor, you would be compensated first. So, and besides that, the note issuer or the real estate investor, they have a ton to lose because now their name becomes mud because they can never, ever, ever borrow from any of those lenders ever again. And it, just like with all businesses, it takes years and years and years to get a customer and one bad thing to lose them all. And we never want that to happen.
All right. And can you explain the issue? I just want to continue this question. That was a great question. Can you explain the foreclosure process if, let's say, they do disappear and go off to France or somewhere else, and you can't get in contact with the property's sitting there? What happens next? How do they get their money back?
Well, then they would consult with their legal professional, their attorney, and their attorney would start the foreclosure process. And again, because they have a promissory note, which is notarized, as well as a mortgage deed, which is filed with the town, they have legal documentation tying them financially to this property. And when you invest in promissory notes, you should always know what the value and equity position is on the note. So typically, like Arnhem said earlier, we invest in notes which are around 30 to 50% of the property value. So if we were to fully have started the renovation or even fully renovated it, the note investor who does the foreclosure can either A, rent the property if it's fully renovated, or B, sell the property at market value if it's fully renovated, or C, if it's partially or just needs work, they can do what's called wholesaling and sell it at a discounted rate to recoup their investment.
So I want to thanks a lot for answering that question, Sean. That's such a good question to continue on with. I just want to say how we typically will purchase a property. What we look for is when we find the property, it may be worth up here, right? This is 100% what it will sell for right now. Because we work directly with the seller in most cases, we don't buy for up here what it's worth right now. We buy for down here. So this may be 30 to 50% below what we can actually sell it for on the market over time. Maybe it takes about 3 months to sell or so. But once we fix it up, we can get that full market value out of it. So we actually, the note buyers will come in somewhere down here after we take out the money for the rehab. This money here is for the note holders. So the note holders are way down here when it comes to the value of the property. So there's a lot of equity left from where the note holders come in to the rehab, and then where we actually get our profit from is that margin from what we actually bought it for as the discounts. So go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I just wanted to go back to the example. Remember, we bought and renovated the property for $263,000, but we sold it for $350,000. So as the note investor, your money is tied into that $263,000. All your return and everything is in that $263,000. So if you were to resell it for $350,000, you would, that's where the profit is. Okay, so I just wanted to give a little bit of clarity. So the note holder would be in that lower half, like you said, in the $263,000, which is the purchase and the renovation, and then all the profits are up here between $263,000 and $350,000.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I think that's enough questions for today. If you have any additional questions we didn't get to, I apologize. I want to stick to our promise and making this as short for you but informational as possible. Thank you, Sean, very much. And thank you, everybody, for participating today. We really hope you got some great information. Again, visit us at blockbuilderproperties.com for more information, to get our ebook. Make sure you get that that ebook. But we look forward to speaking with you, working with you. If you have any questions we didn't answer, just email us, info@blockbuilderproperties.com. If you put in the subject, note investments, we will reply with a package of how you can actually get started, what you should be looking for, some additional detailed information about note investing. So make sure you email us, info@blockbuilderproperties.com, but visit us on the website, blockbuilderproperties.com. That's blockbuilderproperties.com. That's blockbuilderproperties.com.
Builderproperties.com.
So thank you all very much for being with us today, and have a great day. Take care.